We're very excited to be here in Harrisburg in conjunction with Secretary Julia Hathaway and the Department of Labor and Industry, and also in conjunction with the release of December's Marcellus Fast Facts.
With the Governor's direction and as Secretary of Labor and Industry, I'm going to be completely focused on getting jobs for Pennsylvanians in this industry. This is the fastest growing super sector in Pennsylvania. There's talk, a tremendous amount of talk, about being energy independent. Well, in Pennsylvania, we have that opportunity to actually make it happen. This is something that Philadelphia will benefit from, Pittsburgh will benefit from, and every county in Pennsylvania would benefit from. And I see my job as connecting those people who are looking for work with those areas that need people to work, and that's clearly this industry.
The Marcellus Shale Fast Fact publication seeks to help the public, policymakers, job seekers, employers really understand the employment-related economic activity that is being generated by this phenomenon. This next piece of information has not reached our current Fast Facts. It will be in our January edition. Short-term projections, occupational projections for Pennsylvania were released last week. The fastest growing 12 occupations for Pennsylvania are all related to Marcellus Shale industries.
So this is just the beginning. This is the area in which I think Pennsylvania can expand, and it's an opportunity of a lifetime. It's an opportunity for the lives of Pennsylvanians.
We're now at about 65, 75%, almost 80% in some sectors are now fully new hires, FTEs, of Pennsylvania residents. That is a pretty dramatic stat, and one that we'll continue to try to improve on, and I know we will. Being an economic development story, competition among economic development opportunities is keen. Pennsylvania is no stranger to that competition. In fact, many times it not only is involved in it, but it leads it and wins it. And more often than not, it wins it based on its ability to supply skilled labor.
I like to think of education and training as the middleman here. On one side, we've got companies saying we need workers, and on the other side, we have Pennsylvanians coming in saying we need the skills. How do we match? What programs do you have?
As a Navy veteran, as a graduate of Penn College, the life experience, the education I got through the Navy, and then through formal training, hands-on applied science degree at Penn College, has really fostered me into finding a job and a career. Each job, each career that you find along your path is a right place at a right time. And it's for me, in the boom and bust, I want to stay locally. That right place is Pennsylvania, and the right time is right now when it comes to Marcellus Shale development.
I want to talk to the young women who are still in school. If you are looking for a career, we have it right here in Pennsylvania in the natural gas industry.
In the Williamsport area, we have had, in the last 3 years, there have been 6 hotels constructed, plus one was torn down and completely a new one was built there. Now, in growing up in that area, there hadn't been a new hotel, to my knowledge, constructed in the area in 25 years.
We've had $350 million put in our roads. Talisman was a big contributor to that, Chesapeake. And these aren't repairs, these are rebuilds. But they're done with private contractors, kids that have gone and got education how to drive heavy equipment or trucks. And those private contractors spend their money directly in the communities. It is very incredible. And recently we had a flood in the Northeast. In the natural gas industry, we lost about 1,400 homes. At 400, it was awful. The borough of Athens was completely destroyed for the most part as far as water getting into the first floor of the business district. Thanks to the natural gas industry in Bradford County, we cleaned up over 5,000 tons of flood debris, trash, in less than a week.
Our commercial contractors are up building the hotels, and they're all hiring local folks. Commercial construction was in dire needs here probably a year and a half ago. And thank goodness, thank God, we have a forward-thinking governor, a great secretary of LMI who wants to connect dots and put Pennsylvanians to work.
We now have 167 new employees in the Commonwealth in the last just over 2 years. So we've gone from 15 to just under 200 now. And I always ask them, so why Pennsylvania? And it's amazing to me how many times they say, well, this is where I was born. And, my dad worked in the coal industry, my dad worked in that industry, and we moved, right before I finished high school, right after I finished high school, because we had to find work. And he said, this is really cool, I'm really excited to come home. And so that is a really neat story when you have people that share that with you. It's a lot of fun to be a part of, and that's one that may not get told as much as some of the other stories here. So not all out-of-staters are bad, some of them are just coming home.